Entrepreneurs in South Africa are coming up with innovative ideas in the recycling business. One of such is Sifiso Ngobese, he's gone a step further to make work easier for street trash collectors while also making profit. Channels Television's Johannesburg Bureau Chief has the story.
33-year-old Sifiso Ngobese is a young entrepreneur who has traded in his fancy suits and a banking job for recycling and any business opportunity therein. Amongst these heaps of rubbish, he is creating business solutions. Inspired by a woman who used to collect refuse from his home and many others who trudge along the streets in makeshift trolleys collecting trash, he had a bright idea.
In South Africa, we have guys pushing trolleys, collecting recyclable material, paper, cans, and so forth. Now, the biggest challenge that they face on a daily basis are the trolleys that they use. They break down easily, they've got poor visibility. So we at Unconventional Media, we created a much more safer and durable trolley.
Vusi Ngwenya has tried both trash trolleys and can tell the difference.
It's also easier when it's full, but you have to control it. Because if it's full, like, many of your stuff, they can't fall. You see, they are safe inside there.
But beyond aesthetics, Sifiso says there is also business on the side.
If a company, for instance, advertises on a trolley, 10% of those advertising profits get distributed to the guys who are within Abu Makharaza project. What we do is that we partner with companies to provide training to the guys, training such as financial literacy and so forth, so that they don't see this thing as a chore, but as a viable business concern that they can invest in.
After acquiring this yard as a base for his recycling business, he says it's a journey that's still uphill, and he's determined to keep moving.
It's tough, though. It's not easy, and that's why I don't want to create an impression that it's I make you say yes and people think it's easy. I think it's like if you have to, you've got a baby to deliver. You have to make sure that you stick it out, and you carry the mission throughout. So, but no regrets. I'm paid less. I'm constantly broke, but it's fine.
This is one dream of giving back achieved, he says, but he's not stopping there. Sifiso believes there's more on the path to conquer as he unlocks every business opportunity in every trolley load of trash. From Johannesburg, South Africa, Betty Dibia, Channels Television News.
You're watching Africa 54. I'm Lenore Moudou, coming to you from Washington. Now, we go next to a place that was once the site of a regional American slave market in another century. After the slaves were freed in 1863, some stayed to form their own neighborhood. Now, a group of present-day African Americans is trying to preserve the history of the centuries-old community. VOA's Chris Simpkins has the story.
Jonathan Street has been the epicenter of black life and culture in Hagerstown, Maryland for more than a century.
In the Jonathan Street area, it was the Red Line District, and there were booming businesses, barbershops, restaurants. People would come from out of town just to come to experience the nightlife.
Up here and to the right is where the Harmon Hotel once stood. The Harmon Hotel was the premier hotel for African Americans who came to visit in Hagerstown, from Anna Mae Bullock, who was Tina Turner, to Willie Mays.
Alicia McBean is trying to preserve the rich history of this neighborhood, which dates back to before the Civil War. Slaves were bought and sold here, and runaway slaves would hide out in the Ebenezer AME Church in Hagerstown en route to nearby Pennsylvania and Freedom.
It was determined that it was a safe house along the route of the Underground Railroad, yeah. And you should have great parking down there.
McBean and others want to find a permanent location for another former staple of the community, the Dolman Black Heritage Museum. Its collection of 4,500 pieces chronicling the community's life has been in storage since the original museum lost its home.
We have a museum here that has been here since 1974 that has not been able to be fully embraced by the local government to help them get into a public facility. It's disheartening as a native of Hagerstown.
The city says it doesn't have the money now to fund a museum building, but is committed to improving the Jonathan Street neighborhood. Herman Davis says it's vital the museum's collection lives on.
What the museum is trying to do is to make that history known to everyone. It doesn't have to be African American, but let them know that this history exists. If you don't know your history in the past, you don't know your future, where you're going.
Some in this community worry without a museum, younger African Americans will miss opportunities to learn about the sacrifices and sense of pride people made to make this community thrive. Chris Simpkins, VOA News, Hagerstown.
And that's our show for today. Be sure to watch Africa 54 on the VOA website at voaafrica.com. You can find all our shows there and also get the world's biggest news stories around the clock. I'm Lenore Moudou in Washington. Chamberlain has our last word today from Lagos.
We look forward to bringing you another show next week. Check out our channel's website as well. It's channelstv.com for news and other programming around the clock. I'm Chamberlain Uso. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.